So you want to scale your company and you've identified a potential acquisition target. You dream about how this perfect match will catapult your organization into its next phase of growth. But how do you know this acquisition is the right one? Hi, I'm Chris Cook and I joined FLG in 2018. Over the course of my career, I have assisted 6 companies acquire approximately $400 billion in assets through multiple, often complex acquisitions. I've also completed numerous other due diligence evaluations that did not result in an acquisition transaction. While acquisitions can add significant growth and economies of scale to a company, every acquisition opportunity is not necessarily the best one for your organization. In my experience, here are the top 5 mistakes to avoid when evaluating acquisition opportunities and executing an acquisition transaction. First and foremost, be realistic about the growth and efficiencies you will achieve as a result of the integration. After the dust settles, investors will look to you if the assumptions are off from what you forecast. It is a fact that many acquisitions do not achieve the financial results expected, from cost savings to cash flow, from profitability to growth. It's important to get these key assumptions right. A seasoned CFO knows how to identify and quantify sources of value in terms of revenue upsides, achievable cost savings, increased leverage with suppliers, and faster inventory turns, so that you can meet investor expectations about the acquisition's financial returns. Second, don't take your eye off the ball, your core business. I have seen companies become so distracted by an acquisition that they stop focusing on their existing customers, and customer service levels actually fall. This can result in frustrated customers and a loss of business. Make sure you have a dedicated integration team in place who can focus on executing the acquisition transaction so your core team can continue to meet existing customer demand and client service levels. Third, pay attention to company culture. Are the values of the company being acquired aligned with your organization's? Sometimes acquisitions are done to acquire talent. If the cultures don't mesh, you can lose key people. Consider, do you have an acquisition onboarding process for key hires? How are you managing and communicating plans for any restructuring? Tip number 4, be wary of egos and emotions. Often, a key executive or board member will be very vested in driving a deal to completion. These types of situations can lead to overlooking red flags and or potentially overpaying for the acquired company. An experienced CFO knows how to independently assess risk, navigate through due diligence requirements, and appropriately value and price an acquisition opportunity. Finally, don't bite off more than you can chew, meaning that if the integration requirements associated with the acquisition are too complex, you do not want to sink the whole ship. This is where one of the biggest risks with acquisitions lies, and where having an experienced CFO who has planned and executed multiple acquisitions really pays off. If you're considering making an acquisition at your company, give us a call at FLG. Our bench of CFO expertise around acquisitions, I believe, truly sets us apart. We can help advise you and your board about a strategic decision that could significantly advance the trajectory of your company.